Hello, my name is Ilona, and this is going to be my recap of my Dutch life from February 6th, 2024. And I've got a few questions. I mostly just answer some few things as well. I'm probably going to, at the end of this video, explain a little bit what I've also talked about. But first, the questions. The first one is Sweden, the energy in Sweden, because people are fed up there. I saw a clip of people surrounding like a media outlet because they are not happy with the information that's being spread. So even in Sweden, they are standing up. There were a few other things they were against. It's very interesting to see because someone also asked me about, with the NATO, what's going on there. I think I'm going to get at the end of the video about that it's all to me like a game. It's all a chess game. So also the NATO and Sweden and things that are happening in Hungary and Orban, it is all necessary to show people. But the interesting cards I've got, this is all pain. People are quite fed up with everything. It's like wait, this is not the... This is strange. I've mixed up. I'm sorry. I can see now that this is not the right card. It's supposed to be this card. Sorry about that. It's a bit chaotic today. The Three of Swords, we have the moon. So not everything is what it seems. And people are waking up and seeing through the illusion. Because the moon can also show people are, tired. A lot of pain is coming up. Old pains. So the Swedish people are starting to wake up. I think they're seeing more and more what is really going on. And it's not what it seems. So I think there's a very interesting energy, and I think that it's kind of spreading in Europe as well. We've got all the farmers, also in Italy, in Spain, in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in Germany, Letland, Lithuania. There's so many starting to, standing up, and in Sweden, the people are standing up against what's going on. But they are really seeing through the illusion and they're waking up. So that's interesting to see. That's the energy of Sweden. Second question was about the Vatican. What is the energy there? Because especially there's a lot of criticism, about the Pope now. I think a few cardinals have sent him a letter about certain things that they are not happy with. There are things coming out. In Belgium, there was a documentary about what happened with priests and children and victims. People have been hurt by that. Things from Protestant churches coming out also, I think, in the Netherlands, but also in other countries. It's just starting to, really get moving on all of the horrible things that have happened through religion, but especially also at the Vatican. I got the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So to me, this feels they are moving away from this old energy. We have to kind of wait and see what's going to happen. And probably something concerning health matters is going to start happening, I think, with the Pope. We know for a long time that the Pope will have to leave the public arena. And we're probably going to see that in the coming months. But of course, we'll kind of have to wait and see. But we see moving away from this old energy. That's the Eight of Cups. We'll just have to kind of watch and see what's happening. It's kind of collapsing into itself. And with all the things coming out now, I think that it's very important that people are starting to speak up. And of course, show all the horrific things that have happened to them. And of course, this is all connected. So, a lot of horrible things with children. But we need to do this in stages. I will also get back to that. I think that is very important. Just write it down. So I've got a little bit of order, especially in this chaotic day for today, and the chaotic energies. There's so much happening in this human resonance right now. Let's see. The third question was about Tucker, who is in Russia, and I do believe that he is, of course, getting there to speak to Mr. P. I also looked at it in my English video on Monday, but they were asking about it because apparently now he really has an interview. It's actually, it's already showing in the cards. And interesting enough that I already got the cards. I had the Page of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. And I saw the Tower. So to me, it feels like, I believe he is. He had an interview, and then people in my chat were mentioning that it's already confirmed. It's been confirmed that he had an interview with Mr. P. But it's really, it's pretty much was already kind of a certainty that it was going to happen. And it felt like, yeah, that's the right thing to do right now. But they've worked really hard on it. It will connect people, and all things will fall apart. You can already see in the media, people are falling over this, and this is horrible, and you shouldn't talk to Mr. P. But I think a lot of interesting things are going to come out about this interview and what he has said. And it will reach a lot of people. It's going to lead to connection as well. But this is purposely done. It's in certain order, and I'll get back to that at the end of all the readings I've done, or at least I've got here on the table. Then I'll get back to that. Let's see. So that's Tucker Carlson. Then it was about the how do you say this? Well, the airplanes, everything in the air, the air traffic. What's going on there? People were asking about me what the energy is concerning, flying through the air, because of course all the planes that needed to be returned, the stings among the pilots, accidents have happened. And I've got the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. I believe things already are being changed, especially with this Victory card. And the King of Pentacles is like this energy behind it, most likely a man, but that doesn't have to be necessarily a man. But especially with the King of Pentacles, there's an energy behind it, making sure that everything is going to work out better than what most likely the dark energies have planned. I have a feeling that they purposely did some things with all these airplanes that were missing, like wheels falling off, they were missing materials. It's just interesting, and they had to recall all these airplanes. And I think it's done to make sure that, I do believe that the dark energies most likely wanted to create false flags, create chaos and accidents, things like that. That of course brings a lot of frustrations, and it's a way to manipulate people. And of course has to do with rituals and things like that. So I think they've already been working on it, make sure that all these planes are kind of out of business or changed or upgraded, and making sure that those horrific things will not happen. I don't think they'll be able to, avoid everything, but I do believe with these cards they already are working through that. So that's the feeling I've got. So if you do have to fly, just really trust that you'll be safe, because of course your energy is also very important in this case. But they're working on it. That's the feeling I'm getting. Let's see. This one is about the stings with also the children, and how bad is it? Is there still going on? And I got, this is very interesting, the Wheel of Fortune, the Star card, and the Ace of Cups. While I was reading this card and I said, well, there is hope. I think they're already changing things. I got the Ace of Cups. So to me, this was like a yes. They've already changed a lot of things, but I have to say I do not recommend any stings. That's my own opinion, of course. I don't recommend anything to do with that, but I do believe that they also are changing that as well, getting all the things out of it, but they need to show people. So I do think that it will come out that a lot of damage has been done by the stings, and they will come out with all these things in the stings. And that is to show people. So you are going to hear about that. That's the feeling I'm getting with also the stripes in the sky. I believe a lot of it has already been changed. Of course, depending on your perspective, always, follow your own gut feeling with that. But to me, it feels like it's already changed, but they're now exaggerating it. And things will come out that there are still horrible things in it, because people need to understand the level of manipulation, the level of how cruel and awful this system has been. People need to understand that. If you just tell them, yeah, they were doing things in the sky, but it's all clear now, people are like, oh, okay. But if you show them, these ridiculous figures they make in the sky, people are like, what is going on there? And then things will come out, oh, these are awful things there. People will get angry and starting to understand what's going on. I believe it's already changed, but it has to be shown. People need to experience to understand, at least see it, what's really been going on. And of course, some reports will come out about that as well. That's the feeling I'm getting. And let's see, this question is about the hospitals. They are very, very busy. There are a lot of people now coming in. I believe it's also the damage from the stings. Unfortunately, a lot of young people are also affected by this. And the cards I've got was, the first one was popping out, Six of Cups. So it is also concerning teenagers, children, unfortunately. We've got the Magician. We've got this dark energy, the Devil card. We have the Death card, and we have Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. So I believe the things that are happening has to do with the dark energies, that of course it is ending, but in a way it's also ending for certain people that have taken certain things, unfortunately. It has to do with soul contracts and things like that, and making decisions. I might make a video about that, but I just want to leave it at that. But the hospitals are, of course, all the excess mortality rates everywhere around the world. There are more and more investigations are being done. Research is coming out about that. They won't be able to hide it anymore because people are seeing it. People are noticing it. Young people with heart problems. That wasn't the case when I was growing up. That was not normal for a 12-year-old to drop down or having a heart attack. That's not really normal. People starting to realize that, and that will actually lead to taking back their own power and starting to understand what's going on, and it will tear up that picture a lot of them have, that the government is really here to help you, and all the medical staff, I'm not talking about everyone, but there were doctors purposely pushing this, and they should have known better. There are a lot of doctors and nurses are now speaking out. This is horrible, but the people that try to speak out have been pushed down. They try to shut those people up. So these things need to happen so people can see it. The last question was about Christian Horner. That is from the Formula One. There are all kind of allegations happening for him. Things he might have done. And I just wanted to take a look. Let's see if I got the right cards. I have to take this one. That's this one. Let's see. This one. Yes, I've got the right cards. Like I said, it's a bit chaotic. And let's see. The moon I started with. So I'll just show the cards first and then I'll talk about this. But Christian Horner has to do with Red Bull. That is Max Verstappen. His team where he is racing for, and I think it's very important that these things are going to come out. So nothing is what it seems. So this is the moon. There's a lot of strife, a lot of fighting going on. We've got dark energies and we have justice. So ultimately justice will be served. Whether he's connected or not, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, nothing is what it seems, but we are seeing all these things, all these massive, you have these sports, they have massive money going on. There are things going on underneath stations, underneath, the where they race. There's so much going on that needs to come out as well. So this will just lead to more and more things coming out. So whether he has connected or not is not even very relevant. Like I said, nothing is what it seems. And I think this is purposely done because now the spotlight is shown on him, and then things will get rolling in that area as well. We need to see it. And to bring it all back, it has to be done in stages. I understand that people like with Sweden, people are rising up, but they're going to be part of NATO. It's necessary to, create that scare event. I truly believe that there's a plan behind this. And I understand that people have different perspectives. They believe that the dark energies are behind everything and the whiteheads are part of the dark energies. I don't believe that. I don't see that. I see different stages so that the biggest part of humanity will understand that something is wrong, something is up, and you really have to push people out of their comfort zone, and things have to be shown to give them the opportunity to wake up. If you've done this, certain things that are coming out now, if you've done this a year ago, people would not accept it, people would not tolerate it. Most of us have experienced it in our own lives when we try to warn people for these things. A couple of, when it started, people didn't want to listen. People didn't want to hear us. People said that we were crazy, pushed us to the side. You can't tell them. They need to experience, they need to see it. And so much has changed now. We also have X, Twitter, capable of showing things without being, changed, or without some fact checker on top of it or removal. Those things are now more open. The independent media is stronger than ever. People are starting to realize things just don't work out. It's just getting crazy. And that's what needs to be done in stages, just like with the Vatican. You can't just start from one thing and then, these horrible things with children that happen in the tunnel, and because of things they are making with it, so a certain substance. You can't just start from 1 to 100 without these stages in between. Otherwise, people will not be able to accept it. What I talked about in that Neuralink from Elon Musk, I believe it's part of showing people so you can take them to transhumanism and understanding them, what's going on here. And it's necessary, that's how I see it, of course, that this is a bigger picture. These are all chess games. It's like a big game. And I don't mean that to make it smaller than it is, because this is a spiritual war, but it's preparing people, it's opening their minds. We need to stand up because we need to step into our own power. So it is important, even though it may seem a game, that we need to work with our energies. We need to stand up if we feel like it. And especially the more connected we are with ourselves, with our soul, with God, with our spirit, the more steps we'll do from that power. And then we will feel what is important, what we want to do, how we want to do things. But it's important that we change that. But you need to show people in certain stages, because otherwise they won't be able to wrap their minds around it. And you do want to reach, at least as I see it, as much people as possible, because if you do it too soon, if you a year ago, if you would do certain things, then people would have rejected it. You don't want people fighting each other. You don't want these, a big part of humanity still fighting for these dark systems because they don't see or understand how manipulated they are. The longer this will last, the more people will get out of this trance. Not everyone, that's just the way it is, but everyone will get the opportunity to step out of it. That's the feeling I'm getting. So that's what I wanted to mention. That was also talked about in the video. Like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.